You're tuned to Trust One Realty, making sure your next move is a smart move. Now here's your host, Arbi.
Welcome to Trust One Realty. I'm your host, Arbi.
And I am your co-host, Q.
Today's segment is sponsored. Today's segment is sponsored by Los Angeles Mission at 213-629-1227. If you have any questions on how to donate or help the community, please give him a call and let them know that you received the number from Trust One Realty.
Yeah, they do a lot of good work out there for the community, don't they, Arbi?
Yes, they do. And just an additional add-on, I wanted to actually explain what they're short on.
Oh, yeah, what they need.
Yeah, so if you're going to be donating for this holidays, their shortage is on men's underwear, medium, large, and extra large, white tube socks, ladies' undergarments, medium, large, and extra large, half slips, medium and large, women's pajamas, men's pajamas, cases of water, regular size of shampoo and conditioners, regular size toothpaste and travel size, and toothbrushes.
I didn't realize that they really needed socks, and it makes so much sense to me now, because when folks are out there and it's cold, even if maybe they don't have proper footwear to once your feet get messed up, it's just a downhill trend from that point. So yeah, absolutely, man. Shout out to the folks. They do great work in the community, and let's get all those items that Arbi just suggested. So Arbi, Trust One Realty, tell them about the show.
Well, it's more educational to find out what goes on in the real estate industry.
I mean, a lot of us don't know. You're the professional. You've been doing this how many years?
I've been in it over 10 years. So
you know all the ins and outs, how to navigate through the sales life, for a home. And this is the largest investment, right?
Yeah, it's something where if you're gonna go buy stocks, you go speak to a broker. They give you what's good, what's bad, which one you should put in your money. And real estate is the same thing. You want to go buy real estate property, you need to speak to an agent or broker that will let you know what's good, what's bad, what makes sense, how to be able to get it and not lose money on it for it to appreciate, just like a stocks.
Right. So you do all the due diligence. You understand the terminology. So I think that's what I think people appreciate about this show. We're going to do a little something different on today's show, right?
We're going to do something different.
We're taking calls?
Yes, we're going to take calls.
So phone lines are going to be open at 323-230-4445. That's 323-230-4445. If you have any questions regarding real estate, Arbi is the man to ask. Ask Arbi.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. There's a website called
that's the segment. Who is this segment brought to us by?
This segment is brought to you by Marlon Videz, Only Escrow, and her number is 818-384-7249. And she could help you with any escrow transactions, and she'll take care of you'll be safe with her.
There it is, man. So, hey, I'll tell you what. Let's go to break, Arbi. When we come back, we're going to open up the lines at 323-230-4445. The very first segment of Ask Arbi right here on Trust One Realty, right?
Right.
Well, we're going to make your next move
a smart move.
Here we go.
Dash Radio.
Island Block Radio presents Trust One Realty with your host, Arbi.
Welcome back to Trust One Realty. I'm your host, Arbi. And today's segment is sponsored by John Wax at America West Natural Hazard Disclosure Reports. And you can contact him at 818-915-3344.
I'm very excited because this is the first time that we've ever done anything like this on Trust One Realty. Ask Arbi. We are opening up the lines. Once again, that number is 323-230-4445. 323-230-4445. And Arbi, we got a caller on the line. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi, this is Sarah from Chicago. I would like to know, how do I know I'm purchasing the right type of income property?
That's a very good question. How to find a good income property. And the way to determine what's a good income property is to understand what is the income property for? What's the purpose? If it's for passive income, is it just for real estate, meaning that you want to buy and hold? If it's for passive income, it's good to always buy 4 units and higher.
Really?
Yeah, because at that point, you're leveraging the tenants paying you to pay the mortgage.
I mean, that makes total sense, because if one of the tenants leaves, you still have a couple of other tenants, ideally, right? To help
to cover the cost. So it has to be basically out of 100% that they pay, you have to pay the least. So the more you have, the more you're able to leverage throughout all the tenants. Anything goes below 50, you're starting to pay from your own pockets, which means you're losing. In addition, you have to fix this room to be able to lease it out. So you have to calculate the cost and the leverage. So minimum 4 is the best.
I got a question for you, just to kind of tag off of the caller's question. If I was a first-time buyer, is this something that I would qualify for? So if I was a first-time buyer, fresh out of college, and I said, I decided I wanted to buy a 4-unit building or home, residence, or whatever, am I qualified as a first-time buyer to buy a multi-unit?
If it's your first time homeowner,
correct,
you could actually use an FHA loan, which is 3.5% down,
which is low, right?
Which is very low, as far as putting a down payment. And if you're living in one of the units, you could actually use an FHA loan if you live in one of the units. So if you're buying a 4-unit property, you live in one of them, you could actually get a FHA loan. But if you don't want to live in it, then you have to get conventional loan.
How do they know if you live in it?
Well, that should be would have to be your resident address.
Oh, okay, got it. So hey, buy your first home, get a 4-unit home, have the other 3 pay for your unit.
Exactly. That's exactly why most people do it. It's for that reason.
Arbi, we have another caller on the line, Arbi. So caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, I'm Stacy from Santa Ana. So I've been watching tiny homes on TV. So I'm just wondering, is this like a trend, or will this be around for like a while?
Wow, that's yes. So tiny home is becoming a big trend because it's people are trying to get less space and conserve utilities, conserve space. They want to be they basically want to be part of the nature.
Right.
So less wood, I guess.
They're lowering their carbon imprint.
Right. Because it's smaller. And most people don't even use half the house. They use only the kitchen and the bedrooms.
You know what? You're right. I never really thought about that.
Yeah, I'm only either outside the house or in the living room. We only use the bedroom, sleep, and dress.
You know what I've noticed too, with the newer homes, or homes like I would say from the 90s on, everything is bigger. But when you the house that I grew up in, it was built in the 40s.
Right.
Everything's smaller.
It is. Everything's
Doorways
smaller,
are smaller, rooms are smaller. So when did we become like this community where we needed large homes? I guess we're going back to the way it was, right?
Because supersize.
Right.
McDonald's.
Exactly.
When you supersize, everything became supersized.
So you don't think it's a fad? It's not going to be a fad, huh? You think?
I think it's people, when they pay a lot, they expect a lot. Even if they don't utilize it, even if you eat lunch or dinner, when you pay for a $40 lunch or dinner, you want a big plate, even if you're going to take it home. So the purpose is because people are paying more, they want more, even if they're not going to utilize it. So a tiny home is great. One is less wood utilized, less carbon footprint, and additional to that is cheaper. So they expect to get less, and they only use what they can. But
you could take it anywhere you want to go.
Yeah, but that also can't be considered. It's not actual real estate. because when you move it, it's called mobile.
Ah, see, there you go.
Yeah. So if you're moving it, it's mobile. If it gets a foundation, it's considered real estate.
Got it. I'm learning something every day.
Yeah. No, it's there. The tiny home is becoming really a big deal. A lot of people are buying it. Everything's in the walls.
Right.
And it's good. It's good one way. I think it'd be perfect for homeless people, and they're actually doing that too.
Right. Get them out of the
streets and put them into the tiny homes, which I think is much better idea. It'll be cheaper for them if they are able to pay, and this way they'll be off the streets. And at least at some point they'll be able to transition into the normal the population.
Right. They can have an address. They can hopefully get back on their feet.
Right.
And all that. Right. You guys are tuned into Trust One Realty right here on Island Block Radio. The lines are open at 323-230-4610. That's 323-4445. We have another caller here, Arbi. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, I'm Nicole from Temecula, and I was wondering, how much money do I have to save to put down on a home?
Now, that's a good question. We get a lot of that. Those questions are always the first thing that buyers ask. How much do I put down?
We just don't know now.
No, it's one of those questions where we do have to see what your credit history is, what your income base is. But the rule of thumb is if you got a good credit between 650 to 700, you could pull off by 10% on a conventional loan.
Okay.
3.5% on an FHA loan. Now, then you go into the percentage. How much do you have to pay?
Right.
Right now, it's at 4.5. If you have a between 650, 625 to 700, it's about 4.5%. It's almost at 4.7. Now, most people say, well, I still see 3.5%. Only if you have 700 and higher.
So basically what you're saying is there are a lot of things that go into that number.
Right.
Your credit history, your income to debt ratio.
Exactly.
The price of the home.
Right.
If it's a conventional loan, all that stuff plays into it, right?
Right.
So you have to set yourself apart. You have to do your due diligence. You have to get the best, clean up your credit before you even start looking. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. You want to reduce your debt. You want to increase your income.
Right.
And you actually have to basically not just assume that anybody will give you a loan. If you're ready to buy a house, you need to start today by talking to lenders, so you actually know what you're capable of. It's just it's not a small change. It's not you're not gonna get anything out of it in a few hours. It's gonna take a few hours for us to determine where you stand, and if it's great, then you're good to go. But if not, it's going to take you 3 months or longer for you to get all your eggs in one basket to be able to, when the time comes, when you find the house and you're ready to take the next step, you're not trying to then figure it out.
Yeah.
You're less stress.
It's not like buying a pair of shoes, folks. You got to work up to that.
Yeah, you just can't whip out the credit card.
Right. Unless you got a black card.
Yeah, black card.
You guys are tuned in to Trust One Realty. The phone lines are open. Ask Arbi, the very first time we're doing this segment at 323-230-4445. We got some time for a couple more calls, if you're okay with that, Arbi.
Yeah, go ahead.
Caller, you are up. What is your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Jimmy from Ventura. Well, my parents want to sell their house, but they're trying to avoid paying higher property tax. What can they do?
That is a good question for people who are a
lot of good questions tonight.
Hey, today's a good question day.
Yeah.
So if you're if they are or anybody in the household that's over 55, they want to purchase another house in the same county, Prop 60 would be based on the fact that you're selling your current house to buy another house, they will transfer the house that you sold, transfer tax, the property tax over to the new house. So if your house is appraised at $500,000, but you bought it at $200,000, and you go buy another house that's $500,000 in the same county, you'll pay the taxes that was already assigned to you at the $200,000 range.
Really?
Right. Then that's one time, and you could do that in Prop 60 is in LA County.
Okay.
If you want to go outside of LA County or vice versa, it's Prop 90. So if you're buying, but you have to sell the house, and the people who own the house have to be 55 years or older.
Wow, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's a secret.
How much are we talking? How much money it could be potentially saved, or on the average, how much do you think people would be saving on something like that? Say using those numbers you were talking about, $500,000 house.
Generally, a $500,000 house, you would pay about $3,000 a year.
Wow. Oh, and then over 30 years.
Well, yeah, you have to pay $3,000 every year.
Yeah.
You pay property tax. So if you were buying a house, when you bought a house for $500,000 and you paid $3,000, and your house goes up in value to, let's just say $800,000.
Right.
And you want to sell your $800,000 house and go buy another $800,000 house. What's going to happen is if you don't use the Prop 60 or 90, you would pay for the tax of $800,000.
Got you.
So now you're only going to pay for $500,000 tax instead of the $8.
Wow, makes sense.
That's like almost $1,500 to $2,000 saving per year.
That's why I think it's always important to definitely go with, like how you said earlier, you got to go with the people who know the business. You got to find a local realtor,
right?
Somebody who knows this industry, because to someone like myself who's not, this is not what I do. We wouldn't know that necessarily.
Right. It's not information that's shared. Even if it's shared, there's going to be some hiccups in it that may not pertain to you, and you may think that it's going to be doable. Either may be illegal, it may not pertain to you. But if you only have a snippet of it,
right,
you really don't know.
You folks are tuned in to Trust One Realty, giving you the information that you can trust right here. You know what? I was going to take another call, but I'm being selfish right now. I got to ask you. I have a question myself. I always wondered what rent control is and how certain buildings in certain areas of the city are deemed to have rent control. What is that, and why do we even have that around?
Rent control is to keep the landlord from utilizing his power to leverage in making money on the tenants. But it is a law in the city. The city has to pass the ordinance for it to actually work. And then there isn't that many cities that do have it.
I know Santa Monica does, for sure.
Santa
Right.
Monica. Well, Santa Monica, you can't have rent control on houses, only apartments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, there are some areas that have it. North Hollywood areas, some of the areas have it. But most of LA, most of San Fernando Valley does not.
Right.
But there's also another way to get out of it. Landlords will rehab a house or apartment building.
Okay. So when you say rehab,
meaning they gut it.
They gut it and make it all brand new, pretty much.
They make it brand new.
Right.
So if it becomes after 78, it's considered non-rent control, even though the city has rent control, because LA downtown has rent control. But because they gutted the apartment and they remodeled it, it's considered no rent control because it's made after 78.
Because the renovations were done after 1978.
Right.
Wow, okay.
So,
well, for folks, because here at Trust One Realty, we have listeners all over the world, Arbi. So how do folks find out if their area that they're living in has rent control?
You could go to your city. If you're in San Fernando Valley, you could check out on Los Angeles County websites. They
just go to their local website for
Right,
whatever, even
right.
if they're in Oklahoma or New
Right,
York, or because
right.
they're everywhere right now.
Right. They should have a mapping grid, and they'll tell you where it is, because it's only specific areas, but
Okay.
they do highlight it. But if you're in a rent-controlled area, the landlord by law cannot exceed your yearly income, your yearly rent increase maximum by 3%.
Ah, okay.
And they can't kick you out just because somebody else wants to pay more than what you're paying.
I can understand that. We don't need more, homeless folks on the streets.
Yeah, so that was the whole purpose of it.
Got it.
But the law has the snippets where what landlords do is they do specific things to kind of go around it. But I mean, again, that's the law. Is if it's built after 1978, there's no rent control. But if you're in a non-rent control, you're pretty much, the landlord could kick you out and put in another person that pays more than you.
Got it. Okay. Well, hey, that's everything we needed to know in terms of rent control. Ask Arbi. Very first time we did this on the show, right, bro?
It is.
Yeah. So, no, very good, man.
And so far, we got very good questions.
Yeah. So, our audience, our listening audience here on Trust One Realty is a very intelligent collection of folks. They know where to come. They know where to listen to. So,
oh yeah. By the way, just going to the first, I believe it was the first caller that was asking about the rent, income property.
Right.
You want to make sure when you're buying it, you're not buying it in a rent controlled area.
Oh, that's something to consider. There you go.
Yeah.
There
Because
it is, man.
If you do you can't increase the rent.
Real estate expert. We got Arbi in the building. This is Trust One Realty. I think we're going to break, bro.
Awesome.
When we come back, we got Arbi's pick of the week. Don't you go nowhere.
You're tuned to Trust One Realty, making sure your next move is a smart move. Now here's your host, Arbi.
Welcome back to Trust One Realty. I'm your host, Arbi. And today's sponsor is going to be Billy Mayfield from American Title.
Oh,
Give him a call, 661-373-7227.
Billy Mayfield.
Yeah, it sounds like Billy Hayes, the infomercial guy.
Not that guy.
Not that guy, even though...
This is the American Title guy.
Yeah, American Title. So give him a call if you want to find out anything about your property title. You can pull all that information out so you'll know who's who on that.
Arbi, I am excited because I get to hear another Arbi pick of the week. What do we have this week, sir?
Well, this week we have a popular outlet called Citadel in City of Commerce. And we're not talking about the casino. However, they do have a lot of popular outlets, Nike, H&M, and it's very popular. And the reason why I know this is my mother-in-law went there, and everything was dirt cheap. It was like a Black Friday.
It was
Black
inexpensive, not cheap. It was inexpensive.
Inexpensive.
Right.
A lot of discounts.
That's good. It's
And-
right off the 5 freeway, right?
Yes. So I saw people, there was cops that were directing traffic. Literally every nick and cranny of streets was blocked.
Wow.
Must be that good. I've never been there. I've seen it. It's really nice, especially with the big
Christmas
gift.
tree?
No, there's a gift bow
Right.
on top of the building. It's like a big gift.
Be on the lookout for it.
Yeah, so go by, just plan out. You're going to be there for a few hours, not in the mall, getting to the mall.
Yeah, that's right. Wear comfortable shoes.
Wear very comfortable shoes.
Yep.
But yeah, it was inexpensive, but it's got to be good. And it's the holidays. You got plenty of time.
Tis the season.
Tis the season to be shopping.
That's right. Hey, another great show, my friend.
It definitely is.
So thank you guys for tuning in to Trust One Realty.
Thank you all. And we could come up with some new items that we could discuss about next week. And once again, thank you and hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to tune in next week And if you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment on my Facebook page at Arbi Agent. There you go, folks. Our 8th episode of Trust One Realty. We hope to see you next week from all of us here at Trust One Realty, where we hope to make the next move a smart move. I'm your host, Arbi, and we will see you next week.
You're tuned to Trust One Realty, making sure your next move is a smart move.